All right, so it is day 5 of this practice. Today is April 7th. It's about 11:33 Austin time, and I'm going to do another half hour of practice. Yesterday, I was doing this 2 against 3, 2 in the right hand, and triplets, 3 in the left with hammer-ons. I felt pretty good about where I got to, and I'm going to continue that practice today and see where it goes. If I get all the way up and down the neck, I am planning on switching between 3 and 2 in either hand. So I'll put 3 in the right hand and 2 in the left. But let's see if we get there first. And I'm going to do a half hour. I'm going to begin with the metronome at a nice moderate pace. We'll see where it goes. This is 55 beats per minute. Today's hands are kind of cold. I have not played at all today yet. So I'm going to begin to tune myself a little bit more. So that's not a triplet. That's a triplet. Slowing it down to 45. Little shaky coming back, but I did it. And interesting enough, this is the first time that I've attempted doing this since yesterday. And while I was doing it, it occurred to me, oh, that practice actually did something yesterday. So even though I didn't quite get there yesterday, something happened. And then today, with a little bit of warming up, it's right there, or very close to being right there, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to bring up the tempo by 7 beats per minute. We're at 52, and I'm just going to see how this feels. All right, so still a little rocky. I'm noticing my left hand is a little cold. So those hammer-ons, I'm having a little bit more trouble having those be clear. And I'm also giving myself a little permission to not have the sound be exactly the quality I want. I'm noticing my right hand is a little wild in this moment. It's playing a little inconsistently volume-wise. So if I were to slow it down, I'm noticing, especially up here, my fourth finger is not getting that note as clear as I like. So I'm just going to do that again slowly, no metronome, and just really focus in on the quality of the sound. And I also notice my low string, which I have tuned to C right now, is getting a little out of tune. There we go. So what I would like to do now is reverse it. So what I've been doing are eighth notes to a cycle of 2 in my right hand and a cycle of 3 in my left. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And what I would like to do now is put the 3 in my right hand and the 2 in my left. Now, I've never done this, at least not recently. So I'm kind of starting from scratch here. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm at 45 again, real nice and gentle tempo, is I'm going to get the triplets in my right hand. And I've decided to just do that on 2 strings at a time. So there's triplets, there's 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And in my left hand, I'm going to continue the same 3-note pattern, but as eighth notes. So this will take a moment to sort out. Those are the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and back at 1. Whew. So I have the first triplet. That's about it. So I'm going to break this down for my sluggish mind right now. So this is going to be this is going to be an interesting one. 15 minutes in. So like yesterday, what I'm going to do right now is bring the 3 against 2 rhythm in my body with 2 hands. Right hand is triplets right now. Left, 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 left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1. And then I need to get that triplet back in my right hand. Too fast. Still too fast. Slow it way down. I'm going to slow it down away from the metronome. I'm going to try to keep my time consistent on my own, but much slower so I can work out the coordination of what needs to happen. Because right now, at this tempo at least at this time in the morning, or whatever it is, I'm feeling a little sluggish and having trouble putting it together. So stretch out time. I'm going to give myself time, quite literally, to sort through this. So that part I got. We're back on beat 1, but now first finger in the right hand, 4th finger, 1 and 2, or a downbeat. 1, 2, 1. And then, so triplet. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to begin on this beat. So I've worked my way up 1. I've got that much. Maybe. And now I'm going to begin here on this 1 so I can coordinate this part. Triplet. Now I have that part beginning. Almost. Cool. So that's the beginning of the next part. So I'm going to work my way from the beginning. Woo, there it was. And then I'm going to see if I can add on what's the next note. So let's see. Is that correct? I think it is, right? Because 2 and 3. So the third beat would begin here. So in my mind, I'm mapping where these kind of benchmarks are. That way I can know if I'm doing it right or wrong. Because sometimes it's hard to tell if we're doing it right or wrong. I would say that's a good part of practice. I'll even say that again. A good part of practice is learning simply if we're doing it right or wrong, if we have that awareness. So we're developing that awareness just to be able to know. One of the ways that I find that helps me is having these benchmarks, knowing where the clicks, where the fingers are going to line up on a click, which finger. And that way, as I'm building up the pattern internally, I'm able to kind of check in and know if I'm doing it right or wrong. So let's see what happens. Up. go that much. So now I'm on here, thumb, it's back on the click. So triplet, triplet, triplet. So we should be on, and then this here should be on the offbeat. So cool. Not so cool. No. No. Yes. No. No, yes, actually. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Is that correct? I don't know, actually. So sometimes, and my brain has trouble holding all this information and even knowing if I'm doing it right or wrong. So for me, I need to really break it down super slow, abstractly to see if I'm doing it correctly. So I'm going to break this down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and not 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7. I think that's it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and shoots. I said these would slip by. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I think I'm getting it. And it's almost been 25 minutes, roughly. So, whoa, time does move sometimes fast when you're really engaged. So that's high quality time. We're really investing this time. All right, I'm gonna bring the metronome back now that I feel like I may have it sorted out. I'm gonna find what tempo I was just playing at so I have a place. let's see, where was that? 1, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. So 37 beats per minute. Nice and slow. 1. Let's see. Triplet. Oh. There's triplets. Calibrating. I'm spacing a little bit out inside. I wasn't fully keeping track, but it felt right. The problem when it feels right is it might not always be right. So I'm going to do that again with a little bit more attention. And I'm going to count 1, 1, and 2, and 1, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 1, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and not it. 1, and 2, and 3, and not it. 1. Cool. Okay. I'm going to take a liberty and just speed this up a hair. We were at 37. Now we're at 47, and we're getting close to the 30-minute mark. First thing I'm going to do is calibrate the triplets. with about a minute or so left in this half-hour session, what I want to do now is try to do 2 in the right, 3 in the left, and switch them and see if I can get that. We'll see. I'm going to go back to 2 in the right, triplets in the left, switch. I almost had it. That was actually close. Okay, 3 in the left again. Switch. 3 in the left. Switch. I switched my right only, but I'll do it back again. Switch. Almost. Again, 3 in the left. Switch. I got the first 3 notes in the left, and then I'm messing up here. Let's do it again. 3 in the left. Switch. Almost got it. Got it further on that time. Let's do it again. I'm over 30 minutes. Last time. Left, 3 in the left. And switch. There it is. Now next round, I want to switch back to 3 in the right. I can't do while talking. Shoot. Okay. Anyway, that's my 30 minutes. So I have more work to do. It never ends. I mean, I've been playing for 35 years. Yeah, 35. Is that true? Yes, it is. This summer is 35 years. And I still can't hold a guitar. So 35 years I've been practicing playing, and it still continues to be a practice. And I just hope that this is helpful in some way. What I realized is I'm getting engaged in the practice. So some of my observations today while practicing is enjoying the process, having fun. I'm actually looking forward to practice. And when I teach, I don't generally stress practice, practice, practice. In fact, I usually don't. What I recommend is finding healthy engagement. So attuning to yourself and doing what feels good. And then after a while, what ends up happening is the practice begins to take on its own momentum. So that's what I'm experiencing right now. This is video number 4. This is day 4. I had 1 day off in the middle of the practice. I did 3 days. Today's the 5th one, actually. I might have said 4 at the beginning. If I did, I lied. Today's the 5th. I did 3 days on in a row. I took a day off to spend with someone. And now I'm on day 2 of another 3-day cycle. So I'm going to make sure I practice tomorrow and get my 3rd day in, because patterns of 3 are really helpful. So what I'm experiencing is momentum happening, and that's awesome. I noticed during today that what I worked on yesterday, actually, it's coming along. So I added something new to the mix. When I first began this new polyrhythm, I wasn't sure if I would even get this far in the video. There was a moment where I was like, well, oh man, is this going to actually work? Or maybe this is just a video of me failing the whole time. And that's okay. I'm reminded of a guitar craft aphorism. This is Robert Fripp, the founder of Guitar Craft Guitar Circle, and the aphorism, which I've been fortunate enough to hear him say in person, to hear Robert share this, is, may we have the courage to fail. May we also have the courage to succeed. So courage, showing up to something that might not feel comfortable and opening up to failure. What would have happened if I spent that 30 minutes not getting it? That would have been great too. So it's all about the process. Practice is truly about the process, and a big part of a musician's process and a creative process, and this is across all mediums, is we need to learn our own process and how to find that. I don't believe there's a universal method. I don't believe in axioms like I don't even want to get into it. But what we all need is to find out how we function best. You know, when I work with private clients, a lot of it's a psychology session, truly, where I am tuning into how they process information. What tempo do they need things at? What type of words? Do they need more metaphors? Do they need more specific things? We all learn and perceive the world differently. So when we're learning music or having a music practice or anything, truly, but I'm speaking to music right now, it's so important that we learn how we function. And one of the most important parts of learning how we function is our tempo of operation. So if we're trying to do something that's just too fast for us, internally we're not able to organize the parts that connect to make it happen. So imagine, you had a puzzle to put together. Let's just say it's, I don't know, a 300-piece puzzle. And somebody said, you need to do it in a minute. I'm excited. That practice session got me excited. So you've got a puzzle. You got to do it in a minute. I would say most people wouldn't be able to do it. And I would say that minute would feel really stressful. Now, let's say somebody said, hey, you have an hour. But it's not an hour to scroll on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, but work on the puzzle for that hour. Chances are you would feel spaciousness and you would actually get it done. So that's an example of working with tempo. Tempo is the pulse, but our perception of tempo has to do with duration of time. So if our tempo is slower, we internally experience more duration of time, which allows us to organize the parts that need to be organized. Like you saw in this video, I had to organize, okay, what is my right hand doing? What's the relationship to the left hand? What's the movement up 3 notes in this series? How do I know if I have it right? If I was practicing too fast, I wouldn't be able to sort all that out and it would just be a mess. So it's really I'll say this again, an act of humility and even maturity. I'll even go there to allow yourself the time. And I know it's easier said than done, and it really is. How do we slow down? It's a good question, and it's a question I'm going to leave you with. How do you actively slow down? And that's different than just thinking, I should slow down or I need to slow down. But literally, how do you experience slowing down? What do you need to do to give yourself that experience to slow down? Or that goes beyond just a thought or something I should do, but it's something I am able to do. So I'll leave that to you. Discover that for yourself. What do you need to do to feel slowness and more spaciousness? And that might be a practice in and of itself. So thank you for your time. I hope this has been useful and insightful. And as always, if you like this video, please like the video. I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, share with your friends. So the subscription part really helps build up the momentum. And I'm looking forward to sharing more instructional content, not just with the guitar, but also with an ukulele, which I don't have over here, and in general music and perhaps some other fun stuff. So thank you so much, and I wish you a beautiful moment.